Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
Always fun to dive in.
Today, we're looking at how AI is
Oh, yeah.
changing the sales game.
Absolutely.
We're going to be looking at excerpts from AI-Powered Profits
Okay.
by Russ Ward.
Right.
He calls himself the AI King.
Uh-huh.
So you know we're in for some bold claims here.
I like it.
And he starts right off the bat with one.
Okay.
He says that businesses using AI are connecting with leads up to 100 times faster than those still relying on old school methods.
That's a big claim right there.
That's not just a little boost. That's
Yeah.
a total paradigm shift.
Huge.
So how does this even work?
Right.
And what could it mean for you?
Well, I think it all starts with recognizing that buyer behavior has changed.
Okay.
Ward argues that cold calling is on its deathbed. And honestly, doesn't that ring true from your own experience?
Oh, absolutely.
We're just bombarded with spam calls these days. We all screen unknown numbers.
Yeah,
The old playbook just isn't cutting it anymore.
absolutely. I can't even remember the last time I picked up a call from a number I didn't recognize.
Right.
And even beyond just, avoiding spam,
Yeah,
people just prefer communicating through text or chat these days.
Yeah.
It feels less intrusive.
definitely.
You can respond on your own terms.
Exactly. And that's where these AI chatbots come in.
Okay.
Think about it. Your sales team might take hours or even days to respond to a lead,
Yeah.
but a chatbot can engage instantly 24/7.
Right.
So it's not just about speed, though. It's about meeting customer where they are
Okay.
in that comfortable digital space.
It's like having this tireless sales assistant working around the clock.
Yeah,
But it's also about tapping into how people actually want to communicate now.
right.
Okay, I'm seeing the appeal here, but how do we actually get from AI chat to closing deals?
Okay.
Isn't there still a need for that human touch?
Well, this is where Ward gets really interesting.
All right.
He talks about the AI chat-to-voice handoff. It's this whole strategy designed to address that exact need for both efficiency and a personal connection.
Okay, break that down for me. What does that actually look like in practice?
All right, so imagine this. A potential customer lands on your website.
Okay.
Instead of being hit with a generic form, they're greeted by an AI chatbot.
Okay.
This chatbot is smart. It asks their qualifying questions,
Okay.
gauges their interests, even gets a sense of their budget. But
Yeah.
here's the key. It sets the expectation for a follow-up call.
Oh, interesting.
So it might say something like, great, one of our specialists will call you shortly to discuss your options. Does that time work for you?
Okay.
What this does is it takes the cold out of cold calling.
I see.
The customer is expecting the call.
Right.
They're primed for a conversation.
Yeah.
And they're much more likely to pick up.
That's so clever.
It is.
It's like you're using the chatbot to subtly shift their mindset
Yeah.
from avoid this interruption to okay, this is a conversation I've already started.
Right.
It's almost like a psychological trick.
It is, and it works. Ward presents a couple of case studies in the book,
Okay.
a real estate brokerage and an HVAC company,
Okay.
both seeing massive jumps in answer rates and appointment bookings after implementing this.
Okay. So I'm seeing the results are impressive.
Yeah.
But I am curious about the specifics.
Okay.
Did the book actually dive into how these companies set up their AI systems?
They did?
Like what kind of questions were their chatbots asking?
Well, they were smart about tailoring their questions to their industry.
Okay.
So the real estate chatbot
Yeah.
focused on things like, buying versus selling,
Oh.
price range, pre-approval, timeline,
Uh-huh.
basically getting a clear picture of where the lead was in their journey.
So it's not just about, blasting everyone with the same generic questions.
No.
It's about using the AI to gather the right information to qualify the lead effectively.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. What about the HVAC company?
Yeah.
Their questions must have been quite different.
Oh, yeah. Totally different.
Right.
They were all about urgency and problem solving.
Okay.
So what's wrong with your system?
Mm-hmm.
Is it completely down? Have you had recent maintenance?
Okay.
The goal was to prioritize leads and get those with urgent needs connected to a technician ASAP.
Right, because if your AC is out in the middle of summer,
Yeah.
you don't want to be waiting around for a callback.
Exactly.
That's where the value really shines through, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about replacing human interaction.
Right.
It's about using AI to make that entire process more efficient and, dare I say, more humane.
I like it.
But I have to admit,
Yeah.
when I hear AI voice calls, I still get a little apprehensive.
Okay.
We've all experienced those robotic, monotone, automated calls.
Sure.
Did the book address how to make those AI voice calls sound less...
Of course.
Well, robotic.
Yeah, it's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And thankfully, Ward dedicates a whole chapter to making AI voices more human.
Okay.
He stresses the importance of warmth personalization, natural pauses, concise messaging.
Okay.
You know, you think about it, you're more likely to engage with a voice that sounds natural and conversational.
Right.
Not like a machine just reading off a script.
Exactly. So it's all about mimicking those natural human speech patterns.
Yes.
And creating that sense of a genuine interaction.
Exactly.
But even with a perfectly human-sounding AI voice,
yeah,
I imagine there are still situations where you need a real person to step in and close the deal.
Sure.
How does that transition happen?
Well,
is it clunky? Is it awkward?
That's where live transfers come in.
Okay.
Ward talks about creating this seamless handoff process.
Okay.
Where the AI gathers all the necessary information and then connects the lead to a human rep at the perfect moment.
Okay.
The key is that the rep receives a full briefing before the transfer, so they can pick up the conversation smoothly without making the lead repeat themselves.
Right.
It's all about creating that positive experience for the customer.
Yeah.
Whether they're interacting with AI or a human.
That makes sense. Well, nobody likes to be bounced around
or
have to rehash the same information multiple times.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to see the big picture here.
Good.
But let's zoom out a bit.
Okay.
Is this just a fleeting trend, or is AI here to stay in the sales world?
Ward is firmly in the here to stay camp.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, he believes this is just the tip of the iceberg. He predicts we'll see even more sophisticated AI systems in the coming years.
Like what?
Predictive AI sales assistants that can anticipate which leads are most likely to buy.
Wow.
Voice AI that's virtually indistinguishable from a human.
Okay.
Seamless handoffs that happen at the perfect moment in the conversation. It's a pretty exciting time to be in sales because AI is fundamentally changing the game.
It sounds like it could revolutionize the way businesses operate. Not just in sales, but across the board.
I think so.
So what does all this mean for our listener?
Right.
How can they use AI to gain an edge in their field?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
And thankfully, Ward doesn't leave us hanging.
Okay, good.
He provides practical advice and even recommends specific AI tools that are accessible to businesses of all sizes.
So you don't have to be a tech giant to implement this?
Not at all.
Okay.
He argues that the biggest mistake people make is overthinking it. You don't need to build the most complex AI system right out the gate.
Okay.
The key is to start small, experiment, and iterate.
So dip your toes in, get comfortable, and then gradually scale up.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But even with that advice, I imagine some listeners might still be hesitant.
Sure.
Is there anything in the book that speaks to ROI?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Will they actually see a return on their investment? Ward opens the book with a compelling personal story. He talks about his own frustration with traditional lead generation methods and how he nearly gave up on marketing altogether.
Really?
Until he discovered the power of AI.
Wow.
To prove its effectiveness, he decided to conduct this low-effort trial using AI to generate leads and sales for a new venture in just 57 days.
Wow.
And with minimal effort on his part, he generated $23,000 in revenue.
Really?
All thanks to AI.
So $23,000 in 57 days with minimal effort.
It's pretty remarkable.
That definitely puts those ROI concerns to rest.
I think so.
That's not just theory. He's actually walking the walk and backing it up with hard data.
Exactly.
But before we get too deep into Ward's personal journey, let's unpack some of those specific AI tools he recommends. Yeah. Which platforms stood out to you?
One that he repeatedly praises is Go High Level.
Okay.
It's a CRM and automation platform that can connect all the pieces of your AI-driven lead engagement system.
What about chatbots?
For chatbots, he suggests Consolidata AI.
Okay.
It's a powerful chatbot system that can handle conversations across multiple platforms.
Like what?
Like SMS, Facebook Messenger, Instagram DM, even website chat widgets.
Wow, that's versatile.
It is.
And for the AI voice component?
He recommends CallFluent for its advanced voice AI and smooth live transfer capabilities.
Wow.
He does note that Consolidata AI also offers voice calling.
Okay.
So that could be a good all-in-one solution if you're looking for simplicity.
Right.
But ultimately, the best platform for you will depend on your specific needs and budget.
So we've got the tools.
We do.
We got the inspiration. But I'm sure some listeners are still wondering, where do I even begin?
Ward emphasizes that the most important thing is to just start.
Okay.
Don't get bogged down in the technical details.
Right.
Or worry about making your AI sound perfect from day one.
Right.
Remember, even small steps can yield significant results.
It's like that saying, the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. Don't try to tackle everything at once.
Right.
Break it down into manageable chunks.
Yeah.
And focus on progress, not perfection.
I like that.
But even with that in mind, there's still that question of like, is this all really worth it? Will I actually see a tangible impact on my business?
Well, Ward argues that the businesses that embrace AI today will have a significant advantage in the years to come. They'll be able to connect with leads faster, qualify them more efficiently, and close more deals with less effort.
Oh.
Those who cling to outdated methods risk falling behind.
It sounds like AI is quickly becoming less of a nice to have and more of a must have for any business that wants to thrive in this digital age.
I would agree with that. Those are definitely some impressive results.
Yeah, they really are.
But I think what really stood out to me about those case studies was how they weren't just kind of throwing AI at the problem.
Oh, interesting.
They were really thoughtful about how they used it.
So it's not like a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Remember when we talked about those tailored chatbot questions?
Right, right.
The real estate brokerage wasn't just asking generic questions.
Yeah.
They were using the AI to figure out like where each lead was in their journey, buying or selling, price range, timeline, all that.
So they could really personalize the experience.
Exactly.
Make sure that the right information was getting to the right people at the right time. That's really smart.
And then the HVAC company, their chatbot was completely laser focused on urgency.
Urgency, okay.
Imagine your AC goes out, in the middle of a heat wave.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to be stuck filling out forms or waiting.
No.
So their AI was designed to get those most urgent cases connected with a technician ASP.
Wow, so it's really playing to AI's strengths there.
It is.
It's not just about replacing humans.
Right.
It's about using tech to make things smoother and more efficient where it makes sense.
I agree.
But I am curious about all this talk about AI voice calls.
Yeah.
It still kind of conjures up these images for me of those robotic, monotone, automated messages.
Right.
Did the book address that at all?
It did.
Like how to make those calls actually sound human?
Thankfully, Ward dedicates a whole chapter to making AI voice sound less, robotic.
Okay, good.
He talks about, using a warm, personalized greeting.
Okay.
Asking open-ended questions, even incorporating natural pauses.
Oh, interesting.
Breaks in the speech,
So it's all about mimicking a real human conversation.
Yes.
As much as possible. No more of that.
Yeah.
Press 1 for this, press 2 for that.
Exactly. You want the AI to sound like it's having a conversation, not reading from a script.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But even with the most natural sounding AI, there are going to be times when a real person needs to step in.
Oh, sure.
And close the deal, right?
Yeah.
How does that handoff work?
Right. Well,
is it clunky?
That's where the live transfers come in. And Ward stresses the importance of making it seamless.
Okay.
So the AI gathers the key information, then connects the lead to a human rep at just the right moment.
Okay.
And the rep actually gets a full briefing before the call.
Oh, wow.
So they can pick up the conversation smoothly.
Okay.
No need for the lead to repeat themselves.
Yeah, that's a good point. Nobody likes to be bounced around.
Right.
Or have to explain their situation multiple times.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm really starting to see the big picture here.
Good.
But let's zoom out a bit.
Okay.
And talk long term.
Right.
Is this just a fad? Or is AI here to stay in the sales world?
Ward firmly believes it's here to stay.
Okay.
He even argues that what we're seeing now is really just the beginning.
Oh, wow.
He predicts that in the next few years, we're going to see even more advanced AI systems.
Like what? Give me an example.
Think predictive AI assistants that can anticipate which leads are most likely to convert.
Wow.
Or voice AI that's virtually indistinguishable from a human. It's a pretty exciting time to be in sales.
It really is.
Because AI is fundamentally changing the game.
It sounds like it could revolutionize the way businesses operate.
Yeah.
And not just in sales.
I think so.
But across the board. So what does all this mean for our listener?
Right.
How can they use AI to gain an edge in their own field?
Well, that is the million-dollar question.
It is.
And thankfully, Ward doesn't leave us hanging.
Good.
He provides practical advice.
Okay.
Even recommends specific AI tools that are accessible to businesses of all sizes.
So you don't have to be like a huge tech company or anything.
Not at all.
To implement this.
One of his key points is that people often overthink it.
Yeah, I can see that.
You don't need to build the most complex AI system right out of the gate.
Right.
The key is to start small.
Okay.
Experiment and learn as you go.
So you don't need to boil the ocean right away.
Exactly.
But even with that advice,
yeah,
I imagine some listeners are still a little hesitant. Is there anything in the book that speaks to ROI?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Will they actually see a return on their investment?
Ward actually opens the book with a pretty compelling personal story.
Oh.
He talks about, being a seasoned digital marketing expert, frustrated with those low conversion rates from traditional methods.
Right.
And he was close to giving up on marketing entirely.
Really?
But then he discovered the power of AI.
It's always more powerful when you hear those stories from people who have, been in the trenches and really experienced that.
Exactly. So what happened? To really test it out, he did this low-effort trial using AI for lead generation and sales for a brand new venture in just 57 days.
Wow.
With minimal effort, he generated $23,000 in revenue, all thanks to AI.
Wow. $23,000 in under 2 months with minimal effort. That's impressive.
It is.
That definitely puts those ROI concerns to rest.
I think so.
But before we get too deep into Ward's personal journey, let's unpack some of those specific AI tools that he recommends.
Okay.
What platforms stood out to you?
One he really praises is Go High Level. Okay. It's a CRM and automation platform that can connect all those different pieces of your AI-driven lead engagement system.
And what about for chatbots?
For chatbots, he suggests Consolidata AI.
Okay.
It's a very robust chatbot system. It can handle conversations across multiple platforms.
Like what?
SMS, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, DM, even website chat widgets.
Wow, that's versatile.
It's very versatile.
And for the AI voice component?
He's a fan of CallFluent for its advanced voice AI and those smooth live transfer capabilities. He does mention that Consolidata AI also offers voice calling as part of its package.
Okay.
So that could be a good all-in-one solution if you're looking for simplicity.
Makes sense.
But ultimately, the best platform is going to depend on, your specific needs and your budget.
Okay, so we've got the tools.
We do.
You've got the inspiration. But I'm sure some listeners are still thinking, where do I even begin?
Well, Ward is a big believer in just starting somewhere.
Okay.
Don't get bogged down in all the technical details or worry about, your AI sounding perfect right away.
Okay.
Just take small steps. Experiment and iterate.
So don't try to do everything at once.
Right.
It's like they say, the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time.
Exactly.
Break it down into manageable chunks.
Yeah.
But even with that approach, I think there's still that kind of lingering question of like, is it all really worth it? Will I actually see a tangible impact on my business?
Well, Ward argues that the businesses embracing AI now will have a significant advantage moving forward. They'll be able to connect with those leads faster, qualify them more efficiently, and ultimately close more deals with less effort. And the ones that are clinging to those outdated methods, those are the ones who risk falling behind.
It really does feel like AI is moving from being a nice to have to a must have.
I agree.
For any business that wants to thrive in this digital age, it feels like we're really at this tipping point now.
I think so.
Businesses can either adapt and evolve or risk being left behind in the dust.
It's true.
But it's not just about, staying ahead of the curve.
Right.
There's also a really human element to this whole AI thing.
Oh, absolutely.
It has the potential to free us from those repetitive tasks, the things that drain our energy and prevent us from focusing on the work that truly matters.
I think that's one of the most exciting things about this.
It is.
It allows us to really tap into our creativity, our problem-solving skills, our ability to connect with others on a deeper level.
It's about being more human, almost.
Exactly.
It's not about AI taking over.
Yeah.
It's about AI empowering us to be more human.
I love that.
To focus on what we do best and delegate those other tasks to our tireless digital assistants.
I think that shift in mindset is crucial.
It is.
We need to view AI not as a threat, but as an opportunity.
Right, an opportunity to evolve, to innovate, to create a future where humans and technology can work together in harmony.
Absolutely.
So for our listeners who are ready to embrace this future, what's the first step? Where do they even begin?
I think the first step is just to start.
Okay.
Don't get bogged down in the technical details.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to build the perfect AI system right out of the gate.
Right.
Just start small, experiment, and iterate.
And take action, even if it's just, dipping your toes in the water.
Exactly. You don't have to boil the ocean all at once.
Right.
Pick one area of your business where you think AI could make a difference.
Okay.
And just start experimenting.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes along the way.
Of course not.
It's all part of the process.
Failure is just feedback.
I like that.
It's an opportunity to learn to adjust and to improve.
So embrace that process.
Yes.
And I think you'll be amazed at how quickly you can progress.
I agree.
It's all about having that growth mindset, right?
Yeah.
That willingness to, step outside of your comfort zone and try new things.
And remember, you're not alone in this journey.
That's a good point.
There are tons of resources available to support you.
Like what?
Books, articles, online communities, even AI experts who are happy to share their knowledge and guidance.
And of course, Ward's book, AI-Powered Profits, is a great place to start.
It is.
It's filled with, practical advice, real-world examples, even specific tools and platforms that you can use in your own business.
A must-read for anyone who's serious about using AI in their sales.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's that one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
The AI revolution is here, and it's not going away.
Okay.
The businesses that embrace this change, that adopt a mindset of curiosity and experimentation, those are the ones that are going to thrive in this new era. And those who cling to the old ways, they risk being left behind.
That's a powerful message, and it's one that I think we can all learn from. AI is not something to be feared.
No.
It's something to be embraced.
It's a tool that can help us unlock those new levels of efficiency, creativity, and ultimately success.
Absolutely. Well, we've had a fantastic conversation today.
It's been a pleasure.
Really appreciate you taking the time to break down all of these insights from AI-Powered Profits.
Happy to be here.
For our listeners who want to dive deeper into this topic, be sure to check out the show notes for links to the book and all the resources that we mentioned.
Absolutely.
And until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
I like that.
Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.